Sean Franklin
and Nicole Smith
from Blood and Iron Martial Arts.
And we're here today to discuss one of our more frequently asked questions: can you kick in HEMA?
Short answer, generally not. But you probably wanted a little longer episode than that.
Normally the question is asked within the context of modern HEMA competition and sparring.
Well, each competition in school will make their own rules. Generally it goes between no kicks at all and one very specific front kick to the torso.
This is for safety reasons. Most of these plays would be too dangerous to use in just general sparring. They're intended to break joints, harm joints, and it's not particularly mitigated by our protective gear.
Second modern safety reason.
Even wearing modern protective gear, your foot and your ankle are still very vulnerable to a sword.
This is historically true as well. This is why historical masters don't really advocate kicks very much. If you put your leg forward, it becomes a target.
You may gain a little bit of range over a punch, but you've got nothing over a sword.
So, kicks are not popular historically, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. If you look hard enough, you can find a couple. The most common to show up in modern HEMA is a front kick by Hans Talhofer.
This kick comes off of the bind. Once the sword stops moving, you can safely move your foot forward without having to worry about it getting cut off.
From here, a simple front kick pushes the opponents back and opens them up. A counter to this play shows up in Fiori di Libre.
It's super complicated.
You may recall we said a lot of these kicks are really dangerous.
This next play also comes from Fiori, and again it starts at close measure. Once the sword is controlled, the knee is destroyed.
Now, this is one of the more effective historical kicking plays, and just by looking at it, you should be able to realize it's completely unsafe to use in any sort of sparring, no matter how hardcore you think you are. You can't train if you're injured. As we mentioned, kicks are not common to show up in historical fighting records, but when they do, they tend to follow similar patterns.
Rather than kicking your opponent to cause damage, they were most likely used to displace the body and create space.
When looking at medieval and Renaissance martial arts sources, it's not just kicks we don't see a lot of. It's very uncommon to see punches documented either.
When engaging in unarmed attacks, you mostly see arm breaks and throws. Striking was something the masters just didn't record.
Now, we don't necessarily know why this is. They don't tell us. Most modern thought revolves around the fact that most people carry daggers. If you're expecting your opponent to be able to draw a weapon on you, you're probably going to focus on immobilizing or removing their ability to draw that weapon, rather than trying to inflict damage with punches and kicks.
We may never know for certain, but for now, we hope you've enjoyed learning a little more of what sword fighting actually looked like.